The Senate will come to order. Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Senator Brooks, Senator Buck, Senator Canizaro, Senator Dennis, Senator Doniate, Senator Dondero Loop, Senator Gokachia, Senator Hammond, Senator Hansen, Senator Hardy, Senator Harris, Senator Kiefer, Senator Lang, Senator Neal, Senator Orenshaw, Senator Pickard, Senator Ratty, Senator Scheibel, Senator Sievers-Gansert, Senator Settlemeyer, Senator Spearman.
Let the record reflect that there are 21 senators present. Please rise for the invocation by Reverend J.J. Tuttle, Connected Church of Nazarene, Carson City.
Thank you. Sorry I couldn't be here for Senate After Dark last night. I do want to say, though, how much you all are appreciated, not just as senators, but as people to us, and you are prayed for every day, not just now, but in our personal lives as well. So thank you for everything that you do. God, our shepherd, you have entrusted us with the responsibility to tend your sheep, to feed them and watch over them. May we be worthy of this mantle of awesome responsibility and live wholeheartedly into this task. May nothing we do be done simply out of obligation, but having received your tender mercies in our own lives, may we be eager to serve you and those whom you have commended to our care. And if we lose sight of your claim on our lives and waver in our duties, call us to examine the multitude of instances where you have showered your grace upon us. How then can we help but be transformed, that we would want nothing else but to give ourselves from the depths of our souls? May we then be examples of what it means to serve you. May we live lives of kindness and humility, not lifting ourselves up, but waiting with patience for the moment when, in the fullness of time, you reveal the purpose of all our efforts and energies in your gracious plan. In the meantime, we cast ourselves, our anxieties, our best intentions, and our most fervent hopes on you, in sure and certain hope of your steadfast love and your strength. Amen.
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, let's order business 3, reading and approval of the journal. By previous order of the Senate, the reading of the journal is dispensed with, and the President pro tempore and Secretary are authorized to make the necessary corrections and additions. Order business number 4, reports of committee.
Mr. President pro tempore, your Committee on Commerce and Labor, to which is referred Assembly Bill number 45, has had the same under consideration. Begs the report, same backward recommendation, amended, do pass as amended. Signed, Senator Pat Spearman, Chair. End of reports.
Order of business number 6, messages from the Assembly.
Assembly Chamber, Carson City, May 19th, 2021. To the Honorable Senate, I have the honor to inform your Honorable Body that the Assembly on this day passed a variety of Assembly bills and Senate bills that are noted on the first agenda, as well as passed as amended. Assembly bills numbers 37, 149, 459, 463. Also, I have the honor to inform your Honorable Body that the Assembly amended and passed on this day amended Senate bills numbers 31, 33, 36, and respectfully request your Honorable Body to concur in said amendments. I also have the honor to inform your Honorable Body that the Assembly on this day concurred in Senate amendments to Assembly Bill 227, signed Carol Ayala Sala, Assistant Chief Clerk of the Assembly. End of messages.
Thank you. Order of business number 9, motions, resolutions, and notices.
Senate concurrent resolution number 12, introduced by Senators Dennis and Hammond, etc., and Assemblyman Yeager, etc., celebrates the sister state relationship between the state of Nevada and Taiwan, which continues to enhance trade, educational, and cultural relations. End of resolution.
Thank you. Senator Hammond.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem. I move to adopt Senate Concurrent Resolution number 12.
Senator Hammond has moved to adopt Senate Concurrent Resolution number 12. Are there any remarks? Senator Hammond.
Yes, Mr. President Pro Tem, I move that all necessary rules. Oh, I'm sorry. I do have some remarks. Yes. This is where I'm going to read the resolution we have. Whereas the United States and Taiwan share an important relationship supported by common values, including freedom, democracy, rule of law, and a free market economy. And whereas the state of Nevada is proud of the sister state relationship it has enjoyed with Taiwan since 1985, which has been consolidated by strong bilateral religious trade, educational and cultural exchanges, scientific and technological development and tourism. And whereas the United States ranks as Taiwan's second largest trading partner, and Taiwan ranks as the 10th largest trading partner of the United States with approximately $104.7 billion in 2019 in goods and services traded between the United States and Taiwan, and Nevada exporting more than $65 million in goods to Taiwan, mainly including computers and electronic products, food products and chemicals, and machinery products. And whereas the Asia-Pacific region is the largest market in the world for American exports, many of Nevada's exports go to markets in the Asia-Pacific region. And as of 2019, Taiwan is Nevada's 23rd largest export market in Asia. And whereas Taiwan and Nevada share a 36-year history of economic exchange with over $635 million in trading occurring annually, including Nevada's small business community exporting $60 million in goods and services to Taiwan in 2018, while Nevada imported about $575 million in goods and services from Taiwan. And whereas on May 12, 2020, Nevada First Lady Kathy Sisolak presented a certificate of recognition for the donation of 30,000 medical masks for Nevada's healthcare providers from the citizens of Taiwan. And whereas each year approximately 600,000 visitors from Taiwan travel to Nevada to experience the state's Western spirit and world-class hospitality, gastronomy, and entertainment venues, and whereas over 30,000 Taiwanese citizens currently reside in Nevada and have enriched our communities while sharing their great culture and enhancing ours, now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate of the State of Nevada at the Assembly concurring that we, the members of the Nevada Legislature, on behalf of the people we represent, celebrate the sister state relationship between the State of Nevada and Taiwan, and we urge the enhancement of bilateral trade, educational, and cultural relations. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of the Senate prepare and transmit a copy of this resolution to the United States Secretary of State, Anthony J. Blinken, the members of the Nevada Congressional Delegation, Governor Steve Sisolak, and Director General Ming Chi Scott Lai of the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in San Francisco, and be it further resolved that this resolution becomes effective upon adoption. Mr. Speaker Pro Tem, Order of Business 16.
You're under order of business. You're fine.
I'm still
Keep
going. Good. I'll keep going. Well, I just wanted to add a few words to you and to my Senate colleagues. It is my privilege to speak on behalf of Senate Concurrent Resolution number 12. Number 12, which commemorates our state's long-standing sister state relationship with Taiwan. This year, 2021, marks an incredible 36 years since our legislature warmly invited Taiwan to become our sister state. Since then, we have worked together to build strong economic and cultural ties through trade, formal agreements, conferences, and events. Additionally, this year marks the 42nd anniversary of the Taiwan Relations Act, also known as TRA, which was designed to maintain peace, security, and stability in the Western Pacific and to promote the foreign policy of the United States by authorizing the continuation of commercial, cultural, and other relations between the United States and Taiwan. Here in our great state of Nevada, we have truly fostered a strong and friendly relationship with the Taiwanese people, which has led to the advancement of freedom, opportunity, and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region and beyond. With Taiwan being not only the United States' 9th largest trading partner, but one of Nevada's largest trading partners, we have truly developed a unique relationship built on trust, cooperation, and shared values of democratic principles, open and free markets, and respect of the rule of law. It is important that we as Nevadans maintain our relationship with Taiwan by showing our continued support and admiration for the Taiwanese people, not only by showcasing the gracious gifts we have received from them here in our state capital, but also by supporting the commemoration of our strong ties through concurrent resolutions such as this one. With that being said, I encourage each of you to join me in recognizing the remarkable relationship built between our great state of Nevada and Taiwan, and hope that we both continue to demonstrate respect, honor, and growth to bring about a better tomorrow for each of our own citizens. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Hammond. Is there any further remarks? Senator Lang.
There we go. Thank you. I had the good fortune, when I was a member of the DNC, to be on a cultural visit to Taiwan. And when we met with government officials and school teachers and other folks from the government, they consider the United States their number one ally. And so we are so fortunate in Nevada to be a partner with them, and everything that comes with that. They are great people, and they want to keep that relationship continuing. And it was just, if you ever get the opportunity to go, you should, because it is extraordinary. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to give some comments in addition. Whenever I think of Taiwan, it always makes me think of my mother. And the reason I think of my mom is her best friend when I was growing up was a little lady from Taiwan that lived across the street. She had a hard accent, was hard to understand, and my mom had her Cuban accent. You couldn't understand, but they could talk together, and they could understand each other, and they were the best of friends. And you know, I see the same thing, that same type of relationship that we've had with Taiwan. We may not speak the way they do, and they don't speak the way we do, and we have accents, and but yet we've had this great relationship for the last 36 years. And so I appreciate being able to talk to them, to be here today on this motion. Also appreciate Director General Scott Lai and Deputy Director Jesse Chin for giving us the opportunity and being able to be here today. So thank you. So let's go on to the next part. Is there any other further remarks? Senator Hammond.
I don't think there are any further remarks. I didn't want to step on anybody's toes, but I before I make this last motion, I will say that you know, when I went there, if first impressions are important, there was nothing like going to their airport, walking through their hallways, and seeing nothing but orchids everywhere, the kind that you don't even have to try and keep alive. You know, they're just everywhere. And the beauty of the place was the first thing I thought of, and the relationship I think that I've developed with those from Taiwan, especially Jessie Chin was mentioned a minute ago. She has been nothing but gracious and really outgoing and trying to build that relationship. Look forward to, as you said, the Director Scott Lai is also somebody who's going to be here for a while. Having said that, I believe I need to make one more motion. I move that all necessary rules be suspended, that Senate concurrent resolution.
We don't need to do that yet. Hold on. Right. We still got to pass the motion before we get to that part in the script. So, yeah, thank you. And one last comment. I did want to also mention a great thanks to Taiwan for the PPE that they provided Nevada. You mentioned it in the resolution, and we were grateful for that. So with that, if there's no more remarks, all those in favor of adopting Senate concurrent resolution number 12 signify by saying yay. Opposed, nay. The motion carries. Senator Hammond.
Great. Okay, so that step is done. I move that all necessary rules be suspended, that the Senate concurrent resolution number 12 be immediately transmitted to the Assembly.
Senator Hammond has moved to immediately transmit Senate concurrent resolution number 12 to the Assembly. Are there any remarks? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying yay. Opposed, nay. The motion carries. The resolution will be immediately transmitted to the Assembly. Senator Canizaro.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tempore. I move that we take Assembly Joint Resolution number 3 from its place on the resolution file and place it on the resolution file for the next legislative day.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying yay. Opposed, nay. The motion carries. Senator Canizaro.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tempore. I move that we take Assembly Bill 211 from its place on general file and place it on the Secretary's desk.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying yay. Opposed, nay. The motion carries.
Senator Neal has approved the addition of Senator Doñate as the sponsor of Senate Bill 340.
Senator Ratty.
Sorry about that, Mr. President.
Okay. Senate Bill 205.
Thank you. Thank you, President. I'd like to make a motion to take Senate Bill 205 from the Secretary's desk and place it on the general file.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying yay. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We're going to take a recess, a 1 minute recess. The Senate will come back to order. We're going to go to order of business number 6, messages from the Assembly.
Assembly Chamber, Carson City, May 20th, 2021. To the Honorable Senate, I have the honor to inform your honorable body the Assembly on this day adopted Assembly Concurrent Resolution Number 6, signed Carol Ayala Sala, Assistant Chief Clerk of the Assembly. End of messages.
Order business 9, motions, resolutions, and notices.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution Number 6, introduced by Assemblyman O'Neill, etc., and Senator Kekeffer, etc., memorializing former Assemblyman and Senator Alan H. Glover. Whereas Alan Harney Glover was born in 1949 in Carson City, Nevada, to parents Nelson and Peggy Glover, who were both state officials in Nevada's executive branch of state government. And whereas after receiving his Bachelor of Science degree in public administration with minors in history and literature from the University of Nevada, Reno, Alan returned to Carson City, where he was a private insurance agent early in his career. And whereas at 23 years of age, Alan Glover was elected to the Nevada Assembly in 1972, where he represented Carson City and served with distinction for the next 10 years until his election to the Nevada Senate in November 1982. And whereas in the midst of his legislative service, Alan married his wife of 38 years, Harley, eventually raising 3 children, Kim, Jamie, and Amanda, in Carson City. And whereas Assemblyman Glover served in the Assembly during an important period in history marked by America's bicentennial in 1976, the end of the war in Vietnam, greatly improved relations between the United States and China, and Nevada's emergence as the fastest growing state in the nation. And whereas, as a member of the Assembly, Alan Glover's service included chairmanship of 3 standing committees: the Assembly Committee on Transportation in 1973 and 1975, the Assembly Committee on Legislative Functions in 1977, and the Assembly Committee on Elections in 1981, and service on interim study committees that were indicative of his knowledge and expertise in many diverse topics. And whereas following his service in the Assembly, Alan served 3 years in the Senate until his appointment as Carson City Recorder in 1985, which later became an elected office in Carson City Clerk Recorder, where he would continue to serve until his retirement in December 2014, becoming the longest-serving clerk in the city's history, and providing the people of Nevada and his community a total of 42 years of quality elective service. And whereas Alan Glover was devoted to the Carson City community, becoming an active member of the Knights of Columbus and the Rotary Club, and serving as Rotary President in 1997 and 1998. And whereas Alan Glover was honored in November 2011, when the First Judicial District Court appointed him to serve as one of 3 special masters who prepared a nonpartisan plan of redistricting for the state, which he considered one of the accomplishments he was most proud of, a plan that remains in effect today. And whereas in 2015, Alan Glover was added to the Assembly Wall of Distinction for his dedicated service to the Assembly and as a highly respected elected public officer of this state. Now therefore be it resolved by the Assembly of the State of Nevada, the Senate concurring, that the members of the 81st session of the Nevada Legislature hereby extend their deepest condolences to Alan's beloved wife, Harley, his daughters, Kim, Jamie, and Amanda, and the many members of his extended family. And be it further resolved that the Chief Clerk of the Assembly prepare and transmit a copy of this resolution to Harley Glover, loving wife of Alan Glover, and be it further resolved that this resolution become effective upon adoption. End of resolution.
Thank you. Senator Kekeffer.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem. I move to adopt Assembly Concurrent Resolution Number 6.
Senator Kekeffer has moved to adopt Assembly Concurrent Resolution Number 6. Are there any remarks? Senator Kekeffer.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem. I'm honored to be a part of this today and to co-sponsor this resolution, and I will introduce my distinguished guest in short order here, but I want to just note what a significant role that Alan Glover played as I emerged into this role of an elected office. I am not of or from Carson City, but I represent Carson City in this body and represented a piece of it when I was first elected. And Alan was one of the first people to reach out to me when I started to run. And as I learned about him and was introduced to him, what I saw was the type of person that I wanted to emulate in this body, someone of integrity, who was true to their word, who could be relied on to solve problems, and the type of person that I think we all want to be represented by. That's who he was. It was his reputation, I think, in this body, and then when he moved over into Carson City government, he was one of the most highly regarded and respected elected officials in this state. And when it came time to appoint that trio of special masters to draw the political boundaries in which we all currently reside, it was absolutely no surprise that Alan was chosen to be one of those special masters. And he drew me a heck of a district. I'm just saying. And I'm not saying that he chose me specifically over the minority to represent him by giving me all of Carson City, but I think in my heart, I'll believe that. Or maybe I just want him to have liked me that much. But I hope that all of us can carry a little bit of Alan Glover with us as we go through our lives and as we execute our public duties, because he was a tremendous example of how we should conduct ourselves in this body. Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem.
Thank you. Are there further remarks? Senator Orenshaw.
Thank you, President Pro Tem. I had the opportunity to get to work with and get to know a former State Senator Glover serving in the legislature. I think during the 2013 session is when I got to work with him most closely when I chaired the Assembly Elections Committee, and he was the Carson City Clerk Recorder. And we worked on a lot of voting issues, election issues, and certainly was passionate about making good public policy. And his wife Harley, I got to know her here when she served here at the Nevada Legislature, and always just a great person to work with. I think a tremendous honor when Judge Russell appointed him to be one of the special masters who drew all of our districts that we're sitting in, and very wonderful honor when the Assembly honored him and placed him on the Assembly Wall of Distinction. Just a tremendous resource. I had the opportunity to serve on a working group when he was a special assistant to Secretary of State Zagavsky on elections, and just credible knowledge about Nevada law, Nevada policy, and he really wanted us to get it right, regardless of what side we were on, and I will miss him. Certainly, we've lost him way too soon. I thought he would be around a lot longer to help guide us. I'm very saddened by his loss, and thank you. Appreciate this, support this resolution.
Thank you. Senator Settlemyre.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tempore. First off, to Ms. Glover, thank you. Thank you for sharing with us. His laugh was always infectious to me. I had the pleasure of knowing him from clerk recorder days to when he was on the master panel, and even the work he did as Secretary of State. And I can always just remember his laugh. And it would just make you smile no matter what, and no matter how cranky or grumpy you might be. A couple times we were in the middle of a minor legal discussion and on redistricting, and right in the middle of the thing he'd giggle or say something, and I don't know, it was just always fascinating me how he had that effect on myself. So thank you for sharing him with us so much. And I have the pleasure today to have Mr. Kramer here, who has the distinction of actually knowing Mr. Glover since Alan was 3 years old and Al was 4 years old and played around here in Carson City. So that's got some interesting stories, to the point of how he had his fraternity brothers come over when he was about 23 to help him run for office here in Carson City for his first election. I mean, I don't know, that's just fascinating to me. But one of the things about him, he was always a Carson guy. The entire time in life I've known him, he was always about Carson City. And Mr. Kramer shared with me the fact that one of his wishes was to be buried here in Carson, and he is, because he is a Carson man. But again, overall, the thing I have to emphasize is thank you for sharing them with us.
Thank you. Senator Dunderloop.
Thank you, Mr. President. My story is just a little different because I was absolutely honored to have Harley work in my office with me as my attaché, and we shared many stories about our families. But the one that always sticks in my mind is we were talking about my oldest brother and Alan one day, and I said, well, there wasn't a hospital in Carson City, and Harley said, well, when was he born? And when we shared the dates, it was the same year but different months. And she said, well, Alan was born in the hospital because it had just been built. So that's the Carson City story, and I so appreciate the friendship, and my deepest condolences to you, Harley, and your family, and we miss you around here.
Thank you. Anyone else? I too want to share some thoughts. We miss you. The first time I met Al was when I was over in the assembly, and he had this way of making you feel like he had known you like a long time, like you were just best friends. And I appreciated that because, when you're new around here, everything's kind of, you're just trying to figure things out. So it was great to meet him, and the great example and that he set for us, especially in public service. So thank you for sharing him with us, and grateful for this resolution today to be able to honor him. So with that, all those in favor of adopting Assembly Concurrent Resolution number 6 signify by saying yea. Yea. Opposed, nay. The motion carries. Senator Kieckhofer.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I have order business 16, please?
Order business 16, introduction of guests. Senator Kieckhofer.
Thank you, Mr. President Pro Tem. And I'm going to stand because I have the distinct honor and privilege of having with me today Harley Glover, who we just heard a lot about. But she had the, I don't want to say it was a privilege to be married to Alan, but she got to know him better than any of us, right? We got to see the way he portrayed himself out here, but she knew the man in every way possible as his wife for so many years, but also spent so much time here at the legislature with us and those who came before us. And so thank you so much, Harley, and thank you for joining us here today. Thank you.
Are there any other senators wishing to make remarks or introduce guests? Okay. The Senate will be in recess to the call of the chair to allow for our guests to leave. The Senate will come back to order. We will go to order of business number 10, introductions, first reading and reference.
Assembly Bill number 37 by Assembly Committee on Judiciary revises provisions relating to enforcement of obligations for the support of children referred to judiciary. Assembly Bill 149 by Assemblywoman Peters, etc., requires the Cannabis Compliance Board to create an electronic database containing certain information relating to testing conducted by cannabis independent testing laboratories referred to Health and Human Services. Assembly Bill number 441 by Assemblyman Frierson revises provisions governing legislators referred to legislative operations and elections. Assembly Bill 459 by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means revises provisions relating to workforce development referred to government affairs. Assembly Bill 463 by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means provides for the reverse diversion of certain money and make supplemental appropriation to the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources for an anticipated shortfall in the forest fire suppression budget account, refer to Finance. Assembly Bill 471 by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means revises provisions relating to system for reporting information relating to cancer and other neoplasms, refer to Health and Human Services. Assembly Bill number 479 by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means revises provisions governing the executive staff of the Public Employees Retirement System, refer to Government Affairs. Assembly Bill 481 by Assembly Committee on Ways and Means requires the Division of Child and Family Services, the Department of Health and Human Services, to designate a statewide center to provide assistance to certain victims, refer to Judiciary. End of Assembly Bills.
Senator Ratty.
Thank you, President Pro Tempore. I would like to make a motion to move Assembly bills be referred to the committees as read, except Assembly Bills 459, 471, 479, and 481.
If there are no objections, so ordered. Senator Ratty.
Thank you, President. I would move to suspend Standing Rule Number 40 and refer Assembly Bills 459, 471, 479, and 481 to the Committee on Finance.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying yea. Opposed, nay. The motion carries.
And that concludes order of business number 10.
We are going to be in recess to call of the chair.